shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Welcome to the Ask the Expert show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV, where we bring you educational information from top local experts in the fields of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Now sit back and listen to experts in family law, association law, hearing loss, business brokers, home care, along with many other topics. Now here are your hosts, Steve-O and Sophia.
Hey, good afternoon, California. Welcome to another Ask the Expert show where we bring you the top experts in the field of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Our first show today, I love this show. I'm going to tell you the reason why. We work with companies all across the country when it comes to mortgages. This is the only show that I learned so much more in depth about mortgages. And we have got the greatest broker here with us. Let me introduce you to our expert, Poyen Brookham. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Steve. How are you?
I love your show. You bring out things that no one else brings out. And I got to tell you, if you can't help them, nobody can.
Well, I mean, we do our best. We're definitely going to give our effort and try to make sure that the American dream is alive and well, and try to get people into their homes, their investment properties, get into their future, and build their family wealth.
Isn't that a great feeling?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. We get calls all the time from past clients where like, hey, man, you really helped us out. You got us out of a bind. You put us into a new home. You got us the investment property that we wanted. We made money on this purchase that you were able to help us complete. There's so many different recommendations on Yelp and Google that we've gotten from people that were appreciative of what we were able to do for them. So, yeah, it feels great. You know, it gives you a sense of accomplishment that
absolutely
we're definitely moving. We're changing people's lives for the better. And
well, the name of your company is PB, which is your initials, PB Financial Group Corp. Tell people how the company got started and about your background.
Well, I was always into math. Math always came into me. Finances always came easy to me. I got into the mortgage about 20 years ago. And then one thing after another I saw the opportunities that are there and how everything, unfortunately, financing is very difficult for people. People don't understand the math of it, or they don't understand the logistics of it, but all that came easy to me. So when that was natural, I was able to explain programs. I was able to explain the math to people. And, and when you're going to school, you don't understand how you understand things compared to other people. And when I got into the mortgage business, I was able to educate people on financing, on the math of it, what they should look for, what they should be into. And that all of a sudden was a bright point in my life. And I opened my business and I've been able to run with it and close as many transactions as we've closed, helped as many people as we've been able to help. So we definitely have been able to create knowledge and opportunities for people. And that's awesome, and we look forward to continue doing this for another 20 years. If AI allows us to do it, we will be able to do it.
I got to tell you, of all the mortgage shows that we do across the country, now this show here, we cover California, but you're the only one that talks about hard money. And it is a whole different game. Tell people about what hard money is.
Well, over the years, especially in challenging times, people have a lot of difficulties. They hit stumbling blocks. They need cash. They want to buy something where the banks are difficult about it. We're able to bridge that gap. We're able to provide the financing, provide second position mortgages where the banks don't want to fund. We got a call from this somebody today saying that they wanted to buy a property that went through mold remediation, but no bank was able to finance it for them. And we were able to provide a loan program, short-term loan, that for them to buy the home, do what's necessary, and then be able to refinance them into a more conventional bank loan for 30 years afterwards. We created an opportunity where the banks were not able to perform on, and we gave them that loan to be able to buy that house and create an opportunity and make money for themselves and their family.
It's so tough nowadays to get a bank loan, isn't it?
It is. There's a lot of denials right now. And not every mortgage broker understands that there's other programs available besides banks that are able to do that. Right now, there's something called non-QM loans. It's a hybrid of hard money and conventional loans that we're able to qualify people, where like we have bank statement programs, we have asset depreciation programs, and other programs that give people the opportunity to get into a property.
So when a person comes to you, everybody's situation is different, but you've got so many things in your bag that you can help somebody.
Yeah, I mean, we're in the business of helping people. If we didn't have any tricks up our sleeves, we wouldn't be able to help everybody, and we have, unfortunately, there are people that don't qualify, and we can understand that up front, and we don't need to take them into the ringer and, waste their time, get all these documents and then deny them. We listen. The whole thing in the mortgage industry, the most important thing is communication and being able to listen to somebody, know their situation, and having a realistic expectations. If you don't have a realistic expectations, it's going to be very difficult to complete a transaction. So, you want to be forefront with them. Some people, they think that rates are like 3-4% like they were 2 years ago. That's not the case. The best borrowers right now, the best loan that they can get out of today is like around 6.5% to 7%, which is not a easy pill to swallow and to afford. So affordability has a big part of this. We want people to be able to afford their mortgage so they don't go into foreclosure. They don't have hiccups. They don't have issues down the line and come back to you like, hey, Puyan, why did you put me in this loan? This didn't make sense for me. No, we don't want to do that. We don't want to get those calls. We want to get the positive calls saying, hey, thank you for putting us in this loan product, helping us out, getting us out of a bind, putting us in a mortgage. That's what we strive for.
I think that's beautiful. We started promoting your show a couple days ago on YouTube, and I got so many calls from people wanting to know the same thing. So we now have a new president, which will come into office next month. What are you seeing that doing to rates?
I don't think any particular political affiliation would have changed what the future holds. At the end of the day, we're governed by inflation and customer sentiment. And from what we've had, there's been so many quantitative easings over the years that we had we have more of a created opportunities for rates to be low. But those times are realistically gone for the better, because means that we don't need handouts. Now the customer can afford their mortgages. Before it was like, all right, let's help every customer try to get into a home. Right now, it's like the mortgage and real estate market has to stabilize. It can't be so much inflammatory and inflationary opportunities created, because right now I mean, you go to a grocery store, what are you spending? Like $120 to $150, where before it used to be $70, $80. Well, that's the cost of having low interest rates. You pay for it in the future, and we're paying for all those low rates we had during and past COVID. That created that grocery bill for like $130 to $150. So we're going to pay for it. If we want lower rates, well, that's fine. But our inflation is going to go up, and we're going to pay for it in like 4 or 5 years, where our current $150 bill is going to be close to $250, almost $300.
Like kicking the can down the road, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have to be able to afford this. Good interest rates being high is not necessarily a bad thing. It means that people can afford to pay a higher interest rate.
Lenders focus more on what's called loan to value ratio. What does that mean?
Loan to value is a percentage of the loan based on the value. So if you have a value of $1 million and you get an $800,000 loan, that makes that an 80% loan to value. So it's the percentage of loan against your value.
Okay, so now what about short term? Let's talk about higher interest rates short term.
What do you want to know? What's your question exactly?
Well, I know there's a lot of short term loans out there. Are people getting 6 to 24-month loans?
Yes, there are. People are looking to get bridge loans, short term transactions. They do pay a higher rate. They pay a higher cost to get that. But that usually when that happens, they have an exit plan where either they're going to refinance into a conventional loan or they plan to sell it. So the rate is really irrelevant compared to what they're getting. They're trying to tap into that equity that they have, that cash that they can get to achieve what they need to do. And once it's achieved, then they could either refinance with a higher income they have, or they can sell the property and pay off the debt and not have to worry. They're not committed to a long-term transaction. So there's benefits and pros to that.
Tell me, there's a lot of different things people need to do when they come in to see you. How do you prepare a potential client when they come into your office? What information do they need to bring you?
We like to screen our calls before we have people come into the office, so we know what they should bring. Communication, like I said earlier, is very important. You got to hear people's stories. You got to figure out where they want to be, where they are, what they've experienced, to create a plan. Once we know what direction they want to go in, then at that point we can create and formulate what we need and ask them to bring it in or email it over to us and whatnot. With this age of communication being on the internet, rarely do we get people come into the office anymore. We get things a lot done faster through internet, phone call. You want to see who I am, you can just FaceTime me. And I could show you the office if you really want to see it, show you my staff that we have working over here, and we can get things done much faster than having you come and drop them off. You can just scan it and email it. We get it in 5 minutes. Time is money. So we don't want to lose any days. A lot of the people that come work with us, they want to get things done quickly. They don't want to wait 30, 45 days like the bank. They want to come to us because we can get things done as quickly as 7 to 10 business days. Why? That's why sometimes people pay a little bit premium and a higher cost, because they know we can close within 7 to 10 business days, where the banks can take 30, 45 days. And then at the end, they might even decline the loan because it doesn't fit their box. Our box, we don't have a box. Our criteria are geared towards the borrower's needs. So that's why we listen. We listen well, so we can create that unique program for that individual.
We just had somebody from San Francisco listening to the show right now, and they wanted to know about, do you do Zoom, and about customer service? I know customer service is so important to you.
Customer service is everything. We wouldn't last in this business for 17 years if we didn't have a good customer service. We're customer driven. We're not lender driven. Our lifeline, our business, it's dealing with customers and making sure they get what they want. They have their questions. They have access to us. Like I said, this is a very big commitment for people, as it should be. It's their biggest financial investment that they're going to be making. So we want to make sure that they're fully comfortable with the transactions, know what they are, and we're fully disclosed to them in writing and verbally that, hey, this is what we're going to do. You're going to have something from us written and signed to show that we're committed to you to make it happen. Commitment is a two-way street. So we give our commitment so we can get a commitment back, so we know we're not wasting our time or wasting the client's time. We don't get paid until a transaction closes. So
Right.
Sometimes you put in all this time, and for some reason or not, the transaction doesn't close. And, we don't get paid for that. We don't make $1 until escrows close and an escrow sends us a check.
I know you do a lot of fix it and flips and investment property loans. Talk about that.
Fix and flip is right now really big in the market because people are seeing opportunities with bank loan foreclosures, properties that require rehab, sometimes death in the family, and they want to just tap into that equity, get the money that they need to fix up a property and take advantage of what the market has to offer and get the maximum amount of value. We do a lot of those, and we support new investors and long-time investors. There are different programs for new investors because they don't have the track record, but when you do create that track record, we provide you more financing for rehab and for majority of the purchase price.
I know that with hard money, it's one of the biggest things is a fast approval and funding process, and you do that.
Yes, that's the whole thing. Our thing is time is money. We don't want to waste anybody's time. We don't want to waste our time. We know what we're offering.
Traditional loans can take weeks or even months to close.
Traditional loans right now are taking between 30 to 45 days at a minimum. So there's no incentive for the banks to close because they know that rates are going to go up, and they want to take advantage of that. With us, our rates are slightly higher than the bank loans, and we want to get the loan done. You're here, you called us to make something happen, and we want to make that happen for you.
And I know that the lenders, that when you do hard money, you can get it closed faster.
The whole objective of hard money is to create an opportunity for people to take advantage of what they need to take advantage. So time is of the essence. We want to perform for the borrowers, get them what they need. If they could wait, they would usually go to a bank because the banks obviously have no closing costs or very low closing costs and have a better rate. So, but you also have to provide income documents. You got to provide bank statements. They take a long time to analyze all that, where we can do everything like your uncle. Imagine going to your uncle and saying, hey, I need money, to your rich uncle and saying, hey, I need money to make something, to take advantage of an opportunity. We're like that. But not everybody has a rich uncle. They have PB Financial to be able to create that opportunity for them.
Here's a text from Jack in Newport Beach. I guess that's Orange County. Yes. Orange County. Really enjoying your show. I've listened to your last 3 or 4 shows. I enjoy hearing you. If you had a crystal ball, would you say to do investments now, or wait a few months, or wait longer?
So a lot of mortgage brokers, they don't buy real estate for some reason. They have the opportunity, but they don't. For me and my company, I actually do buy real estate. So what I preach, I do. And my investment philosophy has been, don't worry what the future has to bring. You have to create the opportunity now. So if I can get into an opportunity that's worth today, not tomorrow or not yesterday, that's worth $1. But if I can pick up that dollar at 80 cents, I'm making 20 cents today, then I will take advantage of that today. And in the long run, you take that investment on a 20-year cycle, that $1, no matter if the market was up or down, in 20 years, that dollar is going to be $2, if not $2.50. So I made my money when I buy it. So it's very important for investors to understand, you don't make money on the sale. You make money on the purchase. So that should be the goal of every investor, to try to figure out what today is worth and get a discount on today, because tomorrow you'll be fine. You'll be great. If you're not looking to sell 6 months down the line, if you're going to hold it and wait maybe 5, 10, 15, 20 years, then your investment is going to be amazing investment. I have people call me, when you own a lot of real estate, people call you and they're like, hey, I want to buy this property. And then the next question is like, okay, how did you buy it so cheap? Well, at that time, I didn't know where the market is going to go. I wasn't focusing on that. I saw an opportunity and I took it and I capitalized on it. Now it's worth a lot more than what I bought it for.
I love the way you explain everything. We've got about a minute left. Tell people who are listening out there right now why they should come to you, whether they're investors or they're looking to flip deals, the hard money. Tell people why they should come to PB Financial Group Corp.
Because we're customer oriented. We listen to our customers. Even if we can't help you, we'll guide you and tell you what we think you should do. We can help majority of the investors and home buyers out there, and we're willing to put in the time, the effort to listen to you, formulate a plan of success, create opportunities for you, and make sure you're in the best possible position, and you look at your short-term goals and long-term goals. And we want to be not a financial partner, but we want to be your mortgage lender. We strive for you to come back to us. So if once we close a transaction, we don't want to be that one transaction. We want to see our borrowers grow, get into 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 real estate deals and grow their portfolio and be very successful and build their future, build their kids' future, and achieve that American dream.
Pulliam, I see why you've been in business for so long. Tell people how they can get a hold of you.
You can call us at 877-700-3703, or you can go to our website at calhardmoney.com, CALHARDMONEY.com.
And Pulliam's live show will be back again with us next month. We'll be repeating the show. It's become such an important show. We'll be repeating the show on Friday at 11 o'clock. That's Pacific Standard Time. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful and blessed Thanksgiving. We're so blessed to have you. We'll see you next month, Pulliam.
Thank you very much for having me, Steve. You have a wonderful week, and happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Thank you.
Such a great company. We've got a show coming up that I am so excited about. Rebel, are they backstage?
Yes.
Oh, good. Okay. This next show, boy, everybody hears about the skinny injection. And, people are like little, I don't know why they seem like they're embarrassed to let people know. But I got to tell you, this is something that is, I have been on it myself, and I'm not afraid to admit it, that this is such a powerful product. And we have one of the top companies coming on with us. Let me introduce them to you right now. We have Fred.
Steve. Hey, that Hard Money. I love that Hard Money show.
Oh my God, that's like one of our most popular shows. Fred we got glasses on today, Fred.
Well, hey, it's part of the process. It's called aging.
Fred, you're with New Hope Weight Loss. I got to tell you what you're doing, because I'm on this, what we call the skinny injection, and it is the most amazing product I have ever in my life seen. I am still losing weight, but most of all, Fred, my blood work is so much better.
Yeah. That's definitely a great one of the byproducts. Besides the suppression, the weight loss, hey, those A1Cs, you start to balance out that sugar. And we've had patients come in and say their doctors are like, what in the world? How does your sugar numbers, your A1Cs get down?
Yes.
And it's a tremendous benefit to the medication, besides the obvious reason many people are having the skinny shots, the semaglutide or tirzepatide, also known as Ozempic or Mounjaro, which is all over the news these days. That's for sure. As far as big pharma, they're always trying to hold on to their fiefdoms. And
tell people about New Hope, because what you're doing is amazing, Fred.
Sure. New Hope is exactly what it is. New Hope, and our intentions when we first opened was being very patient centric. Totally understand. We have over 5,000 patients, and we get it. Weight loss is a struggle for many people, from childhood obesity to people who just want to feel good and obviously lose some unwanted extra pounds. But we found a game changer medication, and it's a once a week injection, very simple, subcutaneous. You can't feel it, and it's everywhere. I don't think there's many people out there. There are probably still a lot of people that don't know about the skinny shots, or Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro, or the compounded version we call semaglutide. It's all the same active ingredient, semaglutide, and for the Mounjaro version, it's tirzepatide. They have been a game changer, and a lot of people know about it. If you have friends that are losing a lot of weight and you don't know why, you might want to ask them, are you doing the skinny shot?
Fred, I was really worried about, I hate shots. I hate injections, and you have to do this yourself. And I was really worried about that. I got to tell you, when I took my first one, Fred, and I don't feel it at all. I have to look to make sure that I've injected myself.
Yeah, no, without a doubt, it's a hair fine needle. And I tell you, before the end of the show, I got to share something with you that for your listeners, I'm going to do something so special, man.
I love it.
It's because I want your listeners, because they listen to you, to get something special. And it's not something that we're offering to everyone, but for those people who are concerned, or it's a tough move. Anything, and a lot of our patients, I'm telling you, Steve, they tried everything, and
yes, that's how I was.
the skeptical is like, not another game
Right.
changing weight loss, medication. But we have something towards the end of the show that I'm going to want to share, so people might want to grab a clean sheet of paper and something to write with, because I'm going to give them a great deal just for the listeners.
When did New Hope start, Fred?
What's that?
When did New Hope start?
Oh, we are on the cutting edge. We've been doing this for over 3 years, and for this industry, we were.
That's a long time.
In the beginning, and a lot of our patients were. In the beginning, we actually didn't understand the dosing protocols as well as we currently do, and there are side effects, Steve, with all medications. I don't want your listeners to think that there are no side effects, and one of them can be nausea with semaglutide or the Ozempic. So in the beginning, we were actually dosing a little high, but we've come a long way. With the medication, we start our patients with a very small dosing in the first month, and then gradually increase their doses over the
0.25 probably.
That's correct.
And you know what? We YouTube started promoting your show a couple days ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to tell you, we got barraged with people saying, but what about the side effects? Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what people are afraid of. And I just want to say for myself, Fred, I have been on it for 7 months now.
Amen.
Once in a while, a little nauseated, but I mean, went away, no big deal.
Yeah. Nausea can be one of them, and typically it's just in the beginning or the first day of the week that you inject yourself. That maybe the next day you might feel slight. Again, everybody's different, Steve. I mean, I've had patients that stay on a low dose, and it's been very effective for them. Other patients, they have to increase the dose to get the effective. Obviously, the more medication you get in your body, everything depends on size, height, age. So everybody knows their own body. So we have different protocols. When they have their telehealth conference, they're able to gather a lot of information that will help us when they receive their dosing protocol. But you know what? Semaglutide, there's so many different companies out there, and there's a barrage of information. It's hard to know which way to turn. It becomes perplexing how to make choices. But it is, kind of buyer beware. We at New Hope, at New Hope Weight Loss, we have actually been doing it so long that we have a really fine-tuned the process to a point where some of these folks that are just getting into the game, the GLP-1 and weight loss game, have no clue on how to dose and how to regulate the journey and help their patients. And that's really a big differentiator. Ours is not, Steve, a complete online type of experience. We actually have advisors that work with each patient specifically through that journey. And it's handholding with a voice, not just a go buy medication online and get it shipped to you without ever speaking to anyone. We don't believe that that's the best way to do this.
Tell me how you do it, Fred. So somebody contacts you, they want to get started on the program. How do they get started?
Yep. It's simple. You can go online at newhopeweightloss.com, or you can call our 800 number, 800-527-2150, and an advisor can step you through the journey. So you can go online and you can fill out what is called the first step, which is step 1, the intake form, which is your name, address, your weight, your height, medical history. And from that, an advisor will give you a pre-approval, and then the doctor will ultimately give you a phone call to make sure you don't have any questions. But you'll be pre-approved because our advisors know the system so well. They've all been here well over 2 years. So they definitely understand the not only the protocol, the journey, but can the patient and understand what that patient's going through, how difficult it is to make a decision, how difficult it is to just do it online. It's hard to compare apples to apples too. There are different types of strains of
Yeah.
semaglutide and tirzepatide. So some people are out there selling a very watered down version that you're not going to get the same results. And it's very unfortunate because people get frustrated because they're not seeing the results and they don't know why. Well, it's because at New Hope, we provide the highest quality semaglutide because the active ingredients, it's the strength that can be in the medication. So if your viewers have something to write with, they might want to look at the milligrams in their vial. We always provide 5 milligrams when everybody else in the industry is providing a 2.5, which
Right.
is half the strength. So
Do they have to be a diabetic, Fred?
No. Obviously, a lot of our patients are diabetics, but this medication has been approved for weight loss. And that is the big push right now. Obviously, our country, there's a lot of overweight people. 70% of our population is overweight, and of that, probably 40% obese. So a lot of struggling people with weight loss, and a lot of your viewers can probably relate to it. I mean, it's so difficult to start a weight loss journey with the many choices that are out there. But I can tell you, Steve, and for your audience, the Skinny Shot's the only way to go. New Hope weightloss.com is absolutely the best way to begin this journey. It's a multi-pronged approach. You don't just take an injection and eat whatever you want. We definitely tell our patients that it's a multi-pronged approach, and that's taking walks, drinking a lot of water, being mindful. It is a tool in the toolbox of weight loss, but it is definitely the tool that will get them to a point where they can get off the medication and realize that they can maintain that.
Fred, I can't tell you how many different food suppressant supplements I would take. None of them would work.
No.
And you'd get your hopes up just to be let down every time. And I've noticed a lot of the letters that we've gotten is people are afraid to get started because they've tried so many things and have failed. But I got to tell you, being a person who has tried everything, gone through the frustrations, the diets, this is amazing how this product works, Fred.
Yeah.
What it does to your mind. I mean, I look at food different now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. When I'm also a patient myself, and when I started to get up to the larger doses, it takes about 6 weeks.
Yes.
I don't want anyone to think that in the first 4 weeks they're going to lose 30 pounds. It takes about 6 weeks before your body metabolically starts to receive the medication and you start to see transformations in your insulin resistance. So at least 6 weeks. And then once you start getting up to the higher doses, you really start to see impacts to a point where food can become almost repulsive at times.
Yes, exactly.
Certain types.
Another question that people had, Fred, was what do you do, say, when you reach your goal? Do you have to continue taking the product?
Steve, a great question. And a lot of patients do have, reached their goal. And that's a very common question. Now, what do I do? I don't want to gain the weight back. So we have ways of putting them on certain protocols, obviously, with our advisors that will allow them to go into a maintenance mode. Besides that, over time, you'll be surprised how your relationship to food begins to change. And you start to, your body and your brain start to work together in basically transforming your lifestyle to a point where you realize very small portions will satisfy you because you've basically altered the way your brain works with the food and looks at it. And I've told you in the past, Steve, I was brought up, finish everything on your plate. I'd actually have second. I mean, we're a great time to have this show for Skinny Shots, because we're heading into a season where
holiday season
temptation will be there. Whether
right.
it's the cakes and the pies and the thing. Without this medication, believe me, hard to control that intake. That calorie intake can really get out of control. So I would highly suggest and strongly recommend to your viewers to reach out to newhopeweightloss.com. Either go to the website or to dial 1-800-527-2150. And again, I got something very special for your viewers, just for this show, and really for the first 50 callers.
Okay, and I got 2 text messages here. People want to know, and I'm going to explain to everybody. I don't use your product because I have a real bad kidney problem that I see a nephrologist for. I'm under a doctor's care, and I have to go through him, and also for my Humana to pay for it. But if I didn't, I would go through you, because I like the way you regulate it. And most people don't do that, Fred.
Well, even if you have insurance, sometimes, it's for you. I mean, you're very, you're in a situation where your insurance is paying for it. But there are many people, the way the insurance companies view weight loss is it's more like a cosmetic thing. And unless you're, and it's, I don't want to say anything, Steve, but the way the insurance companies work this, it makes no sense at all.
I agree.
You have to be sick in order to have insurance pay for it. Why not take this medication prior to getting diabetes, prior to having kidney issues, because most of our problems, Steve, come from weight, whether it's diabetes, blood pressure, cholesterol. They're weight related.
Yes, absolutely.
So, you're in a situation where your insurance is paying for it, but many of your viewers can't. The insurance won't pay for it.
You're right.
You're right. So.
And you know what? I'm so upset about that, Fred. I have a large, one of the largest health insurance companies that are experts with us, and I'm so mad at them because they could be paying for this, and it would save them so much money in the long run. Because you're right, high blood pressure, heart disease, when you're overweight, in my case, even sleep apnea.
Yes,
and it's just crazy that they don't take care of it now until later when it's too late, and it's really costly then.
Yeah, it is. And I'll tell you, there's some of it's the economics aspect of it, big pharma. But, hey, we have a new administration, and who knows what it'll go down the road. But for now, it's a constant battle for us. Battling big pharma, because we are compounded semaglutide and tirzepatide, and already some of the big pharma is trying to make it so that you have to buy their $2,000 a month medication instead of getting it from us at a fraction of the cost. So it is a battle. It's a battle.
So it's much cheaper if they go through you also.
I'm sorry?
It's much cheaper if they go through you also.
Yeah. Our medication can be cheaper than a deductible on insurance.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Absolutely. And like I said, I've got a special offer for your viewers.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about this offer.
Fair enough. What I'm going to do, and that's for the first 50 callers from your show, if they just mention that they heard us on Ask the Experts, we will give them their first month of medication free.
Wow.
Can you write that down?
Wow.
FREE. Their first month's worth of medication free.
So that's 4 injections.
We
Right.
are that confident. That's 4. Yep. 4 injections, 4 weeks. And it's for those people who we know on the fence, want to make a decision, but they're just like, I'm afraid. Well, this takes a lot of the fear out because, you're number one, you're afraid of spending, $1,000 for something you may not even be able to inject yourself. We're giving you an
Exactly.
opportunity. We're giving you an opportunity now to get over that hurdle for the first 50 callers that mention Ask the Experts. They can dial 1-800-527-2150 and they will receive their first month free. That's the
Amazing.
medication for free.
Wow. I really appreciate that. I know what
And
the medicine.
we do this because we understand, number one, we want to help people. We're very patient centric here, but number two, we want to help them get over that hurdle, that fear, whatever it is that's got them, procrastinating. Don't procrastinate. No more procrastination. Now's the time to get started, especially with the holidays coming. Man, are you kidding me?
Absolutely.
You're gonna 2 or 3 bites in, and you're gonna say, you know what? I'm satisfied. No second plates, no seconds, none of that nonsense. That's what's killing us. It's our habits,
Well,
our
I
eating.
got to say that is an amazing offer. This show will be replayed on iHeart, so we're going to be getting a lot of people from iHeart. But I want people to know this is not a commercial. This is gospel. I'm on the product, been on it for 7 months. I haven't had any problems at all, except I'm losing weight. My blood work is just astonished my doctor. This is, every day you get inundated by advertisements. This is the greatest thing on earth. I'm telling you, folks, I've tried all the greatest things on earth. This product is really for real. And what you're doing, how about I want to get in there. We got 3 minutes left. Aren't you doing something else with the blood work?
Oh, with the DNA.
Yes.
Yeah. Also on our website, one of the things that we found is that everybody's different as far as who they are. In fact, there's 400 million combinations of DNA, but there's only one Steve O. So on our website, they can click the DNA, get a free report for their DNA, and we have supplements that are custom designed for your DNA. So, Steve, you will receive a vial of medication. In fact, I have one. I'll receive a vial of medication. I take my supplements. It has my name on it.
Wow.
So it's
amazing.
Designed for me, barcoded. And every month I receive my nutrients because I didn't realize, I did the DNA myself. I never realized that my body didn't absorb vitamin D. And I'm a golfer. I'm in the golf course and I'm in the sun all the time. But for some reason, I need supplements for vitamin D. I was vitamin D deficient. I was B12 in excess, but the deficiencies are what you're trying to accomplish. You need the certain amount of supplemental nutrition. And
does it tell you about your testosterone at all, Fred?
No, what we do primarily this for and why we provide the supplements is because people stop eating as much. And for some of our patients, we realize, hey, listen, you're not eating anymore, but you need to supplement because your calorie intakes are a lot lower than they once were. So the supplements help in areas when people are on this medication and they're not eating like they once did.
Give everybody the phone number again, Fred.
Yeah. Again, Steve, free is an amazing word, and we don't do it. And it's 800-527-2150. And of course, just ask for any of the advisors. make sure that you mention that you are on the Ask Experts show. Ask Experts, in order to get that free 1 month supply of medication.
Fred, thank you so much. Unbelievable.
I'm going to go. That hard money, I like that too. A great message.
You're a great company, and we just wish you well, and I hope everybody jumps on this. Well, at least the first 50. Thanks, Fred.
Hey, happy holidays.
Same to you, buddy. That's the New Hope weight loss, folks. That is an incredible deal. The first 50 people to call 800-527-2150, a free month of the skinny injection. That's like $1,000 value. Unbelievable. Hey, that's it for us today. We'll be back again with you next week with more Ask the Experts.
Thanks for tuning in today to the Ask the Expert show on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV. Tune in next week and every week to hear more from our experts on personal injury, insurance, air condition repairs, estate planning, Medicare, and many other topics in the areas of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. See you next week.